Welcome back on an exciting video. Today on lesson 10 of programming C++, and today we are going to talk about operator overloading and drive classes. So today's objective is what? To learn concepts of operator overloading, learn about derived classes, learn how to implement inheritance and polymorphism. So we'll start with operator overloading. Operator overloading defines how operators behave for user-defined data type like classes and structures. Operator overloading in C++ can add special features to the functionality and behavior of already existing operators, such as multiplication and other operators. And operator overloading, the plus operator, when used with values of type int, return their sum. However, when used with objects of the user-defined type, it is an error. So revisited. Arithmetic operator, plus, minus, multiplication sign, division and modulo, and this is a logical operation which we use the two double ampersand and what? The or, which is two straight lines vertically. Relational operations, which is equal to, not equal to, greater or equal to, and less or equal to. The pointers use the one ampersand and what? A star. Memory management operators with new delete in what? Square bracket. Operator overloading. The types of operator overloading, we have two types. We have function overloading, operator overloading. And the syntax for operator overloading is return type operator symbol, then you bring your parameters inside what? A parenthesis, then you bring your curly brace, then you write your body. The breakdown, this is the breakdown for operator overloading. Return types, the return type of a function, operator, a special keyword, symbol, the operator we want to overload, plus, less, subtract, addition, etc. And the parameters, the parameter defined in the function. In operator plus, int age, return age, return plus age. Then you what? The return plus age is inside the what? The curly brace. Rules for forbidding overloading. Ternary or conditional operators, scope resolution operator, do dot operator or member selector, pointer to member operator, object type operator, object size operator, object alignment operator. Only existing operator can be overloaded. New operator cannot be created. Only built-in operator can be what? Overloaded. Existing operator can be renamed. At least one of the operands in overloaded operators what? Must be user-defined type. It is not possible to change the number of operands or operator supports it is not possible to change the number of operands of an operator supports. Default precedence and association of operator or maintained. An advantage of operator overloading over what? Functional overloading. Simplified syntax. The simplified syntax for operator overloading allows the use of what? Notation closer to the target domain. And with the another advantage is consistency, similar support to built-in type for user-defined types, and easier understanding. Use a familiar operator with user-defined types. That means it is easy to understand, like an English word, for you to understand it properly. And the disadvantage is what? Potential misuse. Abuse or misuse can lead to what? Unexpected behavior. Complexity. Overuse or misuse introduce what? Complexity. And limited overloading. Note, all operators are what? Overloaded. And there's the derived classes. A derived class is created from an existing class. The derived class inherits all members and members functions of a base class. The derived class can have more functionalities with respect to the base class and can easily access the base class. A derived class is also called what? A child class or subclass. A derived class definition. Begin with what? A keyword class followed by the derived class name, then colon followed by access specifier and base class name. And this is what? The structure or the syntax for it. The class, derived class name, then your colon, then you bring what? Access specifier, base class, then you bring your curly brace, then you write your attribute, your method, the access specifier inside the curly brace. Revisited what? A class definition. It begins with keywords class followed by what? A class name. So class name, the inside you open a what? A curly brace and write your access specifier, attribute, your methods. And this is the code for derived class definition. A class derived record, then you bring your colon, public my record, then you open what? A curly brace, then you bring a public, then access specifier. There's the code for it. Derived class using access modifiers. Access modifiers such as what? Public, private, and what? Protected can be used in inheritance using what? Derived classes. Using access modifiers in derived class. Derived word class. With the public, if a derived class is declared in public access, then what? The members of the base class are inherited by the derived class just as they are. And with the private, if the derived class is declared in a private access, then all members of the base class becomes private members in the derived class. And with the protected, the public members of the base class become protected members in the derived classes. The private members of a base class are always private in the derived class. And this is the using access modifiers of what? A derived class. The setters for a class group record, with the public like this, my record, with the private same, and with the protected also same. And in the curly brace, that's where you write what? Your access specifier, your modifiers, and your methods. Inheritance, revisited inheritance. Inheritance what? Allows one classes to reuse attributes and method for another class. It helps you write cleaner, more efficient code by avoiding duplications. And with the types of what? Inheritance. You have derived class, which you have the child, and the base class with the parent. We are revisiting this because we are going to details, and this was in week 9 or lesson 9. Inheritance allows us to create a new class from an existing class, whereby the new class is what? A derived class, and the base to create it from a base class, which is you create a new class from what? The parent was class. And the derived class inherits the features from the base class and can have additional features of its own. Inheritance, the flow process of what? Inheritance. There's it. The base class, then derived class. And this is the code for what? Inheritance. Class, let's say animal, then open your curly brace, you bring what? Your method. Yes, this is it. And this for a dog. And types of inheritance, we have what? Single inheritance, multi-level inheritance. Which single inheritance, under single inheritance we have multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance. And we also have another type, which is what? Hierarchical inheritance, which under it we have what? A hybrid inheritance. A single inheritance, which we have what? Which we have the multi-level inheritance and what? The multiple inheritance under it. With the single inheritance, the class vehicles move towards the class car, whereby the class vehicles what? Are multiples of what? Let's say many cars are called what? Vehicles. When we pack, let's say 20 cars, we can call them what? These are vehicles. But with the class, you move what? One. When we move one vehicle from the total of them, we call that one a car. So you move the derived classes come from what? A base class. And with the multiple, there's it. Land vehicle, water vehicle, and yes, amphibious vehicles, whereby the derived classes can do both, can be on land and water. And with a multi-level class, then class vehicle, class 4-wheeler, and a class car. And with the hierarchy, this it. The base class, you have what? A class car, and we have a class bus, because a car and a bus are what? Are all what? Vehicles. And the hybrid car, the vehicle can what? Can be a car, can be bus, and it can also be what? Class fare, whereby a class fare is from what? The bus. And then these are the rules for inheritance. Static members are class dependent and are not inheritable. And friend classes are not inheritable. Constructors and destructors are not inheritable. Polymorphism. Polymorphism means many forms, and it occurs when we have many classes that are related to each other by inheritance. And it uses what? Method inherited from other classes to perform different tasks, and it redefines the base class members' function in the derived class. And this is the code for polymorphism, because we did it earlier, so we are revisiting it. So this is the end for our class for today. Do well to subscribe and stay